Dan, let's welcome everyone back to the Hounds podcast for a non-traditional episode.
Yes, welcome. And yeah, you are not in studio today.
No, I am a passenger in a Volkswagen, and we're driving to Bloomington, Indiana. So
Wow.
I guess this is my way of multitasking. You're getting a episode of the podcast in, seeing that we didn't have one last week because of a certain podcast host with a job that keeps interfering with our recording schedule.
Yeah, it was a little difficult week last week, although I think I was only half to blame. I think you were also a little tied up with something, running around trying to be a professional firewood delivery service.
Yeah, well, part of my strengths as a person is the ability to find blame in others, Dan. So it's good having you around.
But today we are not. No excuses. You are mobile, calling in to the show here.
Yeah,
so,
on a highway.
Yeah. So yeah, we couldn't take 2 weeks off. We had to get back in the swing.
Yeah, that was it's just the holiday and Monday and this and that, and it's like, oh gosh, this is just getting bad here. So
Yep.
we're let's apologize in advance if the audio is different. We have very strict standards of superior audio here on the Woodhounds podcast. I mean, we like to be professional about this. We're not hobbyists when it comes to podcasting, you know?
Today, the standards are thrown out the window. Today
yes,
only.
We have those standards. Yeah. Well, we are a week and a half out from a very big trade show for the firewood industry. Dare I say, the biggest one in the world, Dan.
Oh, it's almost like international, I think.
Yeah. It's like a firewood expo with an international flavor to it.
Yeah, it's going to be here pretty quick.
Yes.
Are you ready?
A week and a half. No, I am not. I am not ready. I'm the opposite of ready. Yeah. We have 1,001 things to do. So when you rent the fairgrounds, it's just not yours. You gotta show up with all your stuff when they say, okay, you can show up. So we have all of our stuff ready to go when the fairground and our lease or our rental begins. We then start making laps and just hauling everything over to the fairgrounds, and that's like office supplies for the check-in table, T-shirts for the tables for the raffle, chairs, stickers, all the fun stuff. And I got to take a lot of hardware over, like all my cages for firewood, all my wheelbarrows, my A.M. Leonard wheelbarrows, my dump trailers, all my trucks. Everything's got to go over to the fairgrounds.
This all sounds like things that could be done opening morning, right before the gates open.
It would be nice. Well, I have to be accessible. I am the director of pointing, and the show can't go on without me standing in my strategic spot, pointing people where to go.
Yeah.
Something I'm good at, Dan.
You've had many years of experience doing that.
Yeah, that's what I got to get me a white helmet. I had learned over the years that at a work site, the person wearing the white helmet is the smartest one.
Well, that may be the rumor. I don't know if that's always true from some of the job sites I've been on. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So I get confused, but this episode has to come out. But I'm also going to be putting out a video where I'll start naming names of all the people who are coming. And it's a very sizable list. It's a lot of similarities to last year, but there are some manufacturers that could not come this year. but then there's also a lot of new manufacturers that are coming that weren't here the previous year. So you should see some new and different kind of machines at the expo this year.
Nice. And if people want to just ahead of time, I mean, they can always visit the website to get everything's listed out on the website, I believe, right?
Yeah, I keep a list of the exhibitors who are coming. What I know that you wouldn't know is that there's more to be added to the list, but I'm just being very firm that I will not list who's coming until they register and pay. I am one of these people that when I give my word, I mean it. You know,
Yep.
It's not like I'm going to like say something and then not come through. So, I mean, accidents happen, or it's not deliberate and all, but I try to do my best. And I just know that when people say that they're going to come, but there's no skin in the game, they haven't registered yet, it's just too easy for them to not come,
Yes, well, that sounds pretty exciting, but maybe since we do have potentially an episode before the expo begins, maybe if we get 25 likes on this podcast, you will release one of those exhibitors next week on the podcast.
Yeah. All right.
We'll do that.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
if you want to see who's coming, just go to internationalfirewoodexpo.com, and we have along the top the list, the page for the 2026 exhibitors.
Yeah. But that only lists out the exhibitors, not necessarily the equipment or the machines that they'll have there. So I think that's where some of the intrigue and the need to go to the show to see everything, that's where you get that, because you can say who's going to be there, like Easton Made, Wolf Ridge, Yappa, all those things, but you don't list out what machines they're bringing.
Yes, I do.
You do? Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I need to
want people to see it.
Well, I mean, you might have some surprises, like of machine that maybe is not listed. I don't know. I think that's what's always is fun about like things like the Paul Bunyan show is you see the exhibitors, but you don't necessarily know all the machines that are going to be there.
Yeah. Well, there are a number of dealers, that sell multiple machines. Well, for instance, Wolf Ridge. Wolf Ridge sells Wolf Ridge, but they also sell Yappa firewood processors, that Kindlet machine.
Yes, the fuel.
Have you ever heard of that machine, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's
and
nice
I'm
one.
also trying to collect all of the people coming from overseas too. To get all of the countries who will be represented, because it is, after all, the International Firewood Expo.
Yes. But yeah, so okay, here on your website, I'm looking at it right now. It says Easton Made, for example. Easton Made wood splitters. We make the world's best firewood processor, splitters, and firewood equipment. But it doesn't list out like what specific machines are going to be there.
Oh,
like the 1222 or the 37D or the Apex or the Axis.
I'm with you.
Yeah, that's the stuff that you want. You need to come to the show to see that. That's what you need to do. Yes.
Okay. I was thinking of, for instance, the dealers that sell multiple machines.
You're thinking of the who,
you mean,
but I'm talking about the what.
I was thinking of the make, and you were thinking of the model.
Yeah, there you go.
You were always thinking of the models, Dan.
I used to be one, and my mirror shows it.
Yeah. You have a face for a podcast, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So we are going to have a number of YouTube channels there, and I am able to announce the confirmation of Mike Morgan from Outdoors with the Morgans will be there. Mike has graciously donated a chainsaw, a Steel 362, I think, the saw.
Wow.
for the raffle. We use the raffle to help defray our costs, but then all the extra money goes to a charity, which last year, and it will probably be the same again this year, is the Trumbull Mobile Meals. They will have a booth and they will be on site where you can meet the team that provides this very important service to the Mahoning Valley. But every city has their own version of it, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's going to be
Yeah,
pretty
but
exciting to have the
yeah,
opportunity to
Mike
win a
Morgan will
chainsaw.
be at the show. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just buy your raffle tickets and put them in the basket.
Do
Yeah.
you need to be present to win?
Well, I think so. I try to stay out of the raffle for a lot of reasons, but I like to have some internal controls. But I think that they permitted last year that you had, if you weren't there for the drawing, it had to be picked up on Sunday.
Yes.
Which is cleanup day. So I think everything, we only had like one winner. No, there were two winners, but I eventually met up with him later in the year. He was a friend of the channel. So that worked out. But we had one item left over. We'll probably put it back on the table again this year and raffle it back off.
And the raffle is on Saturday, right?
It's all day, Friday and Saturday. It's 2 days long. So the raffle is set up. All of the items are out on the tables, and you buy your raffle tickets. And if you're wanting to win something, you put your ticket in the basket by that item.
The drawing is on Saturday.
Yeah, the drawing is on Saturday, probably around 2-ish o'clock.
Nice. I know that was the big. That was a lot of fun last year.
Well, last year our friend Doug from One-Eyed Customs had donated a nice chainsaw, which had a lot of interest.
Yeah, he actually, I think it was like a whole package. Like he had a gallon of bar lube, some chains, a whole bunch of stuff.
Yes,
yes,
yes, he did.
That's
Doug's
always
a
fun.
very generous man.
The raffle is always fun.
It is, because all of the exhibitors are asked to donate a gift basket or just some swag, T-shirts and hats and stuff. And so everything is raffled off, and it gets a lot of interest. There are a lot of winners, and it helps. It helps defray costs. I mean, people say that all the time, but this year it's been pretty stressful for me. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of money being spent on this, and there's like that level of risk that I'm taking too, because the weekend could be a washout, and I'll be stuck with $3,000 in T-shirts, because there's no one there to buy T-shirts. And all of these logs that won't get made into firewood, I got to somehow find someone to take them back, because the fairgrounds has to be returned to the condition that it looked like before we moved in. So there's a lot of there are some. Okay, I shouldn't have said that. This is very enjoyable. It is. There are some things though that I just cannot, that are just outside of my control, and it causes me stress.
Yep.
So, but the running such a big show like this, I think it increases. People think that you're going to make a lot of money with this, but the expenses are real. Like my insurance policy, for whatever reason, Dan, like quadrupled over last year to this year. That was a major jaw-dropping experience when I saw what my insurance bill is going to be. And the logs, because I supply the logs, we don't charge a lot for the manufacturers to come in. It's pretty cheap, and it's just there's a lot of moving parts.
There is a lot more that goes into something like this, and I'm sure many people think And I think if you continue to grow, I think you're going to have to almost form a little committee, to kind of like
Possibly.
keep people, get
Yeah.
certain
Well,
things delegated out to take care of, because
yeah.
it's a lot to do.
I have a team. I do not do this by myself. I'm serious. I do a lot of pointing. I have a very good team that helps. And if this is stressful, though, the one thing that is a comfort for me and that keeps me going, and that I know that I can always just rely 100% is that you, Dan, will be there to help me carry the slack at the International Firewood Expo.
Well,
Phew, when I go to bed at night, I just say, you know what? I got a lot on my plate, but thank God I got Dan from Back 40 Firewood. He will be here and he will help.
well, unfortunately, you're going to have to be under stress a little bit more this year.
No, you're not going to do this to me.
I unfortunately will not be able to attend the International Firewood Expo this year.
I can't believe that.
Yeah, it's the coordinating of schedules overlapped, and my wife is going to actually be out of town, and my son's last week of school, so I got to stay home and hold down the homestead.
Yes, yes. Well, I don't blame you. That's an easy decision if you ask me, Dan. So hats
Yeah,
off to you. If we have a International Firewood Expo Father of the Year award, we will give it to you.
well, it was funny because I didn't even realize this till it was just a few weeks ago. I was online getting ready to book the hotel, and Amanda was like, "Wait a minute, what date are you leaving?" And then I told her, she's like, "I'm going to be gone." I was like, "What? Wait." So then she, showed me, and I just, how it is. Like, she booked this trip
Yeah,
last year in December, I think. So, yeah, just that's
that's
just
the
the way
way
it
it goes.
works.
Yeah,
But
it doesn't matter. If you have an important date, something else falls on it. It's just the way it goes.
I will be
I
there
don't
in
know.
spirit
It
for
it
sure.
won't be the same though without you, Dan. What are we going to do about the live stream? That lobby had 1 million people in it last year.
Yeah, that's unfortunately the hotel gets a break this year. They won't have to
Well,
worry about the disruptions.
whoever brought the cookies last year, I hope they're back again this year
I
because those
think
were
that was neighbor
delicious.
Doug as well.
Was it really?
Yeah, he brought those
Okay,
cookies, and it was good.
put that on
Good
our
stuff.
list. If Doug from One Eyed Custom, you are the director of cookies
If you are listening,
for the
Doug,
expo.
bring the
Yes,
cookies.
bring the cookies. All right, well, Dan, we are at the border of Ohio and Indiana, and the road ain't looking too hot here as we enter Indiana. And I want to have 5G cell coverage here, and I'm just worried that we're going to get a little fuzzy.
Well, we might have to make this a kind of a shortened episode then,
Yeah.
which is fine. I mean,
Well,
we went out of our way just to get you on here as you were bebopping around the
right.
Midwest.
Well, thank you for being nimble and putting this together. And I'll thank my chauffeur so that I can concentrate for the recording of the Woodhounds
Yes.
podcast. But yeah, I would hope if you are coming to the show, I believe you're going to be blown away by what you see. The fairground is just looking gorgeous. The logs look great. We got this big cone splitter coming, and I've gotten some like 5-foot diameter logs for it.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, and just being around everyone and the machines and the sights and the sounds, where else would you rather be? So
That's right.
please, if you're coming, drive safe, and keep an eye on the website too. I keep updates on there as we get close to the big day, June
Yes.
5th and 6th. Cortland, Ohio, the International Firewood Expo.
And if there's anything breaking, we should have next week an episode right before the expo kicks off. So if there's any last minute details we need to discuss, we can do that next week as well. But it definitely is if you are a firewood enthusiast, this show is dedicated to firewood. So if you have any, interest in firewood, or you want to just see all the firewood equipment and machines and the people of firewood, that's an important factor. Come on out. June, what is it? 5th and 6th.
Yep. Friday and Saturday, probably 9 to 5, but we quit when things start to peter out. So whatever. We don't have firm rules and strict standards here. We just show up, and it's a celebration of our industry. Love it.
Friday night could go all night.
It could.
Bring the kegs, bring the fireworks, bring the
and the cookies,
the music, and the cookies. Party all night.
Yeah. There you go. All right, Dan. Well, what do you say we strike up the band?
All right, we can do that. Even though you are rolling down the highway, we can strike up the band and thank everyone for tuning in to this mobile version of the Woodhounds podcast, the #1 firewood podcast in the world.
Yeah, and thank you for indulging us. And if the audio is a little less than normal, I apologize. But thank you for hanging out with us. And allow me to say, come to
the International Firewood Expo.
Because Dan
will not be there.
And because Dan won't be there, we'll all have
a great day.